Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of the Duo Group Iron Man. In the previous video, I tried out a Moxliatl for the first time, and I completely greenlogged it, including the pet, at 446 KC. And not only that, but I also got all of the combat achievements done for it. I'm 9 out of 9 there. And then I also made a bunch of goading potions for the first time. I tested those out in the last video and got another champion scroll. I got the Hobgoblin scroll right before ending the video. And that, if we go over to the champion scrolls, is scroll number 5 out of 10. So I'm now halfway to the champion Scape. I got it at around 4000 KC. And since I still have a bunch of goading potions, I think I'm going to continue to go for champion scrolls with my AFK time for when I'm eating dinner / editing. Let's see how many exactly I have in the bank. I still have over 100. There are like 10 more potions in the potion storage too, so almost 150 of them. The next champion scroll I'll be going for is the Joger one. Now, for the ones that drop regular bones, I don't bother with the Bone Crusher because the prayer XP would be pretty negligible, and I'd rather have the loot tracker track as much as possible since when you don't get a drop, it doesn't count the KC. But the Joger bones give 15 XP rather than regular bones, which give less, which means if I meet the drop rate of 1 out of 5,000, that's 75k per XP, which is pretty nice. So I am going to be using the Bone Crusher here. I just need to remember for when I do eventually get the scroll that these guys have a 1 out of 64.5 drop rate of nothing, along with a rare drop table nothing drop of 1 out of 258.5. So the KC that will be on the loot tracker when I do eventually get the scroll will be slightly lower than it should be. The upstairs area is multi-combat, which does result in more KC per hour since I'll always have a Joger aggroed on me and I'll always be attacking back. The goading potion, the way it works, it aggroes every 3 seconds, which means in single combat, that's a decent bit of downtime in between Jogers. Now, I do have the SGS to heal, and actually these guys are a lot weaker than I thought they were and have a lot less hit points than I thought they had, so I should be fine. But if it does get annoying to sustain my health, I can go back into single combat. A couple more things I want to mention about the drop table. They drop more bones than just their regular Joger bones. You can see the drop rates right here to drop extra bones or big bones. So that's even more prayer XP that I'm going to be getting. And the other thing is that they drop clue scrolls 1 out of 129, but this dungeon is so far out of the way from any teleport or bank that I'm not going to bother dropping and stacking clues. I'm just going to carry 1 clue with me and do it after each session of Jogers. I know I could use the Bone Crusher as a way to keep track of the KCs because you charge it with X amount, and then whenever you do get the drop, you see how many charges are left over. That was like the OG method. That's what I did on my main to keep track of the KC when I was going for the champion Scape on there. That was before RuneLight existed. But that's way too much effort to have to do nowadays. Like when I hop between activities, I'd have to check how many charges I used up on the Bone Crusher and write that down, and after every session I'd have to like recheck the Bone Crusher and see how many charges I used from that session. Another drop that these Jogers have is the trading sticks. They drop 22 of them at a time, 1 out of about 4.7, which is really common. As you can see, I'm getting a lot of these drops on the ground. You can sell gems to one of the shops in Taibo Wanai for a decent amount of trading sticks, but it's nice that these drop them so I can kind of get them passively this way. I mean, I know I do have to actively pick them up. I thought maybe the Ring of Wealth would pick them up, but apparently, according to the wiki, the Ring of Wealth just picks up coins, tackle, and Nemi Light. Does not pick up trading sticks, so I do have to pick them up myself, but it's not too bad. Anyways, the reason I bring up the trading sticks is because there is a permanent unlock. If you pay 5,000 trading sticks, you can unlock a shortcut. And there's a few other uses for them too. But the 5,000 trading sticks is a permanent unlock completionist type of thing that I want to get done. I wasn't planning on being here too long, but I kind of ended up staying here for the rest of the night. I got to 1200 KC, although it's actually more like 1300 if you include the kills that weren't tracked on here. I just wanted to show before I bank and do my herb run and go to bed. I did reach the 5,000 trading sticks. I got beyond 5,000 trading sticks. And also I somehow got more trading sticks than the amount that's on the loot tracker. It's interesting. I did some calculations as well, and I get about 300 Jogers per hour. Going for the Joger champion scroll is not going to be the main focus of this video. I just wanted to show you how I'm setting that up and explain that that's what I'm going to be doing when I'm not actively playing the game. So maybe one of these days you'll see a clip of me finally getting the scroll. But for now, what I am going to do is go back to my favorite skill in the game, Slayer. The last time I was doing Slayer is when I was fighting Araxor, going for the Amulet of Rancor, and I still have an Araxite task. I have 103 left. But instead of fighting the boss, I'm going to fight the regular Araxites because they're the only ones that drop the Aranea boots, which is something that I want to get. I've never fought the regular Araxites before. I've never even explored this cave. I just watched a very quick video on it, so I think I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm going to be going to this section right here. And hopefully I can just hop worlds right here. Surely they've set it up that way so you can find an empty world, right? No, they're still going to aggro you here. If we head on in here, there's two different levels of the Araxites. There's the level 146s. It looks like they're all clumped together. And then up in this section, there's the level 96s. But I'm going to want to fight the higher level ones because they have a better drop rate for the boots. And I want to make the most of them because the drop rate is increased for the boots when you're on task pretty significantly. Taking a look at the wiki here, here's the drop rates for the RNA boots. For the lower level ones, when you're off task, it's 1 in 4K. And for the higher level ones, 1 in 2K when you're off task. But you can see that is increased by quite a bit, 2.5 times. Increased drop rate when you're on task. It's 1 out of 1600 versus 1 out of 800. So it is going to take multiple Slayer tasks to meet the drop rate for the boots. The only things in the game that drop the Venom Sacks are Araxor and Araxites. And I don't really have a massive pile of these because it's not as common to get them from Araxor. Ooh, there's the first Superior. Wait, hold on. Let me explain this after. For the Superior in this guide I was watching, it said that when it does a special attack, let me turn Rigor on, you need to eat this. Otherwise it does like 50 damage. It's actually super annoying that it completely drains your venom immunity that you had because then it's like wasting a dose of the extended anti-venom. The Superior does have a really good drop rate for the boots though, 1 in 400 and never lucky. Right, but as I was saying, for the Venom Sacks, you get them from Araxor like 1 every few kills on average. Versus from the regular Araxites, they drop 1 every single kill. And sometimes you even get more than 1. Every time I see these Venom Sacks on the ground, I keep thinking it's that one piece of the Noxious Halberd that kind of looks like that. This is the end of the Slayer task and no boots. This is the Slayer only area, by the way. It's nice to get a bunch of these Venom Sacks though, because not only are they an Herblore secondary, but it's like having a stackable anti-poison. How many did I have before? Oh, actually I had a pretty good amount. I didn't realize I had that many. You get about 12 minutes of poison immunity for each one. So it's like having unlimited poison immunity in one inventory spot, which is nice for things like DKs, for example. I noticed my Slayer XP is 49.3 mil. So I'm gonna make one of the goals of this video to be reaching 50 mil Slayer XP. We'll get there, give it a few days. As a reminder, one of my longer-ish term goals is to get to 1,000 hard clue scrolls before opening them up. And I'm going to be getting more of those done along the way this video since I'm doing Slayer. Which reminds me, let me check where I'm at now with the caskets. I might have already done a couple in this video, but I'm currently at 866. When I was still collecting Brimstone keys, near the end, I pretty much stopped doing any boss tasks and just did the regular variants of them, especially for the last month of when I was doing Slayer. But now that there's no rush to get Brimstone keys anymore, I can just chill and do whatever I want. I can finally go back to Grotesque Guardians when I get gargoyle tasks. Just a reminder, if you die at Grotesque Guardians, don't forget to bring a nose peg for when you run back up here past the Abbey Spectres, or else you will die and lose all your items. Currently 1794 KC, just need the pet. There's 1800 GG's KC. There's a granite hammer. Hey, ooh, a black tourmaline core. How many have I gotten now? That is number 7. There is 1900 KC at Grotesque Guardians. Want to know something really trippy though about that 1900 KC? 1900 KC, when I recorded that clip, that is clip number 19,000 of the series. Like, what are the odds that clip number 19,000 is going to be 1900 KC to boss? Isn't that weird? Oh. That was so unlucky. There were 3 on the same. There were 3 of them hitting me. Remember, do not forget this thing. The task is over and no pet. I've been planting Ranars for my herb runs, and I was about to do my next run, and I saw I was just about out of Ranars because I planted all of them. But then I realized in the seed vault, I actually have a bunch more of the Ranar seeds. I have over 500 more, so I'm going to grab all these out. Pretty much everything in here is just what I get from farming contracts. My vendor bow is almost out of charges, so I'm going to have to dig into my stack a bit of the Ancient Essence, charge that back up. I'm left with a bit over 300k. Alright, I'll do my Abbey Demon task at Sire. Here's where I'm at, 1979 KC. Can I get an unsire today? There's a nice KC milestone, that is 2000 Sire. I now have more Sire KC than the age of the earth. Although that's probably not saying much considering the age of the Earth doesn't have any KC, since it's just a concept and not a physical manifestation that can get KC in the first place. Yes, unsired. Oh my gosh, that's the first unsired since, let me double check the KC. Hold on, let me grab that. The last one I got was at 1636 KC, so it's been almost 400 kills since then. This is unsired number 15. We have a 1 in 25.6 chance for the pet, which makes the effective drop rate for the pet 1 in 2560. So let's turn it in. We got Bob the cat here, or Evil Bob here for good luck. And a dagger. 2.147 million GP. How many daggers is that? Number 4. I had the urge to hunt chins today, so that's what I did. I spent a few hours at chins, got 1k chins. The drop rate for the pet is about 1 in 96k, so I got a bit over 1% of the drop rate today. But I'm done now, so back to Sire. Here we go. This Sire puts me at 50 million Slayer XP. That is 1/4 of the way to 200 mil. I'm not saying that I'm going for 200 mil, but you know, it's fun to think about. Now that was the Slayer goal for this video, but I am still gonna at least finish this Sire task of 51 more to go. There's 2100 Sire KC. Yes! Another unsired. Alright. Unsired number 16, and again, it's a 1 in 25.6 chance. Another dagger to the collection. And there we go, finally wrapping up the Sire task at 2144 KC. I kind of feel like doing some LMS, so maybe I'll go for 1 or 2 collection log slots. I am not good at PvP. I have 5 points at the moment and 3 wins. There's a bunch of items that cost 25 points or even less, like all the paints and ornament kits, but I decided instead of going for those, I'm gonna go for another Godsword special attack recolor. That way I can put off committing bank space / group storage space for those cheaper items, and also because it feels good to get a permanent unlock kind of thing. Well, it's toggleable for the spec recolors. And the Godsword spec recolors are all collection log slots, and they all cost 75 points. So I could get 3 to 4 cheap collection log slots for the price of 1 Godsword spec recolor, but it's also kind of nice to save the cheaper items for later and get some of the more expensive items out of the way now. Well, I say expensive, but relative to the Halos are 450 points each. Now you can sell the Halos back, but I think you are supposed to get the whole collection log done passively on the road to 1k wins for the 1k Victor's Cape, so no point selling them back unless you're trying to rush collection log slots. It's pretty rough sometimes. Like, once I lost on the first fight for like 7 or 8 games in a row, and I only got 1 point in those 7 to 8 games. But overall, I've been getting probably around 20 points per hour. So getting 75 points for one of the Godsword spec recolors takes close to 4 hours on average. Alright, well this game is going to put me at 76 even points. Like I was saying, that did end up being close to 4 hours, maybe like 3.5 hours. And I did not win a single game, by the way, unsurprisingly. Now I want to pick Godsword spec, the one I use the most. Well, the SGS is the one I use the most, but I bought that already. So the one I use the second most is probably going to be the BGS. So let's buy that. And once I close that out, that's a new collection log slot. I could toggle it on or off. I'm going to toggle it off first so you can see what it looks like when it's off. Let's use it on the rat here. It's just like boring gray. But then with the golden spec enabled, use it on the rat. Ooh, nice and gold. The gold version of this is much better than the original. With the SGS, the original one is blue. I kind of like the blue more, but I keep it golden just for the novelty of it because you don't see it as often. But for the BGS, I think this looks a lot better. And there's the LMS log. It is looking very good, very nice and filled out. If you don't have eyes. This quest came out while I was playing Brighter Shores, so we haven't gotten the chance to do it yet until today. Whoa, what the heck? When did Spootdog get Blood Torva and all that stuff? Oh, okay, bye. And so begins the final quest before we can play the game for the first time. I don't think I ever did this quest in RuneScape 2. It came out in 2009.
I'm sure I didn't do it either, but I also was free to play most of the time. And really low level, and I never did like high level quests.
I think I just sucked. I never made it this far.
Real. Oh, you didn't give me the dwell berries.
Oh, do you want to go back up?
Yeah. Thank you. This is so fun. I love questing together.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not much to this boss fight, it seems like. Curse of Arav is... completed on the group
Yay.
iron. Hooray. I didn't bring my quest cape with me.
Me neither.
Alright, you know the drill. You've been to the dentist 1,000 times.
Good one. Just don't take too long, please. I'm hungry.
You're hungry?
Yeah.
I thought you were a spook dog.
Not anymore.
Hey, why do you punch the goat? Hey,
I
leave
didn't mean
LeBron
to.
alone. Leave LeBronathan alone.
You're my only goat.
And finally, the goal that we have set out for from the very beginning has been completed. Achieving the quest cape. When I was doing mixology in the last video, by the time I stopped, I was really close to a virtual level. And as I've been doing my herb runs, I've noticed I've been getting very, very, very close. So I figured, oh, I need one more. Figured I would quickly finish that up and get 102 virtual herb level. I was about to bank to grab some more goading potion, but then I saw I was very close to a prayer level, or a virtual prayer level. So I just wanted to get that before I leave to grab some more potion. And there is 102 virtual level. And yes, I have been here for a long time. Oh, yes, yes, the Joger scroll. I was not paying attention. Yes. As I record this, the League, Raging Echoes, is starting tomorrow, so I've spent the whole day today working on the intro and planning stuff out for that. So I've just been AFKing the Jogers all day, and that is a nice surprise to get. In the loot tracker, it says it was about 6,000 KC, but because of the kills that weren't tracked, I think it's more like 6,500, if not even closer to 7,000 KC that it took me to get the scroll. I was getting about 300 KC per hour, so it took a bit over 20 hours to get this scroll, and that is scroll number 6 out of 10. Got 4 more to go. I did try to pick up a bunch of the trading sticks, so I gotta see how many trading sticks did I pick up in total. Let's put all these into the bank. Trading sticks. I have over 30k of them. Those are tradable, right? There should be a GE value. Ah, yes. We're here on the west side of Karamja, going to not Sanibak, but Bani Sak. Let's talk to her. Tell me about this hole. That's not a question you should probably ask, but can I go down? Okay, dude. 5,000 trading sticks ought to cheer me up nicely. It's a deal. Here is 5,000 trading sticks, and her hole has been unlocked. Let's climb down. There's dragons down there. So hopefully I don't get burned right away. Here we go. Here's the section of the dungeon. Decent way to get the steel dragons. There's not too many steel dragons in the game. I don't know if this is faster than going to the ones in the catacombs though. And then you could use the same crevice to go back up. With the League starting tomorrow, I gotta end this video and get the next GIM video started so I can get myself set up to AFK for the next probably few weeks. You may notice the total XP is getting close to a very specific milestone, and next video I will reach the 1 bill mark and see how far beyond that I get too, because there's going to be a lot of time put into the next Group Iron video. I will have Spookdog's most recent GIM video linked below in the video description, and yeah man, League starts tomorrow. I'm very excited for it. Of course this video is going to be going up after the League ends, so hopefully I had a good time playing Leagues. I'm sure I will, because I always do. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you have a great day, and I will see you again next time.